FM and HD1, San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, and Odyssey Station.
9 o'clock.
It's CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Steve Chase, and President Biden indicates the U.S. is considering new moves against Russia.
Talking to reporters in front of Marine One on the south lawn of the White House, the president was asked if more sanctions are on the way for Russia after the death of opposition leader Alexei Navalny.
All have sanctions or considering additional sanctions.
Mr. Biden has already directly blamed Russian President Vladimir Putin for Navalny's death last week. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
And today, Navalny's widow vowed to carry on his work and blamed President Vladimir Putin for his death. Navalny allies have been told Russian investigators plan to keep Navalny's body for at least 2 weeks. They allege it's to hide traces of murder. Now to California, CBS's Carter Evans has the latest on another round of severe storms.
Overnight, the latest storm slammed into California, dumping heavy rain over Sacramento, triggering flash floods.
It's kind of freaky and a little bit scary.
Already up to the front steps, Dennis Copeland is worried about floodwater ruining the foundation of his home in Sonoma County.
We've been here for the past 6 or 7 years. We've never had water up this high before.
California is still recovering from historic storms earlier this month that left several people dead and caused hundreds of landslides.
Wisconsin's Democratic Governor Tony Evers has signed new legislative district maps into law that he proposed and that Republicans who control the legislature reluctantly passed.
The maps that I'm signing today are fair, responsive, and reflect the will of the people.
Democrats figure to gain seats in both the Wisconsin State Assembly and State Senate under the new maps. Overseas, a new hearing at the UN's highest court targets Israel.
Palestinian Foreign Affairs Minister Riyad al-Maliki opened up the hearings with an impassioned call for a total end to what he calls Israel's illegal occupation of Palestine.
The genocide underway in Gaza is the result of decades of impunity and inaction.
More than 50 countries will weigh in, including the U.S. Lauren Camacho for CBS News, Amsterdam.
No arrests reported in Indianapolis after a shooting overnight at a Waffle House left 1 dead and 5 wounded. A late-night TV routine is now the subject of a lawsuit.
Will George Santos say that?
Hey, Ron's wife. Ron wants you to call him George, but then again, not George because his name's Ron. I'm George.
Former Congressman George Santos suing ABC's Jimmy Kimmel. He alleges he was tricked into making videos on Cameo. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's 9:03 at the Bay Area's news station KCBS. Some clouds, some isolated showers, on again, off again, the potential for a thunderstorm and some wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Good morning, I'm Marty Schaefer.
And I'm Eric Thomas.
And here's what's happening.
The powerful storm that brought heavy rain and winds that lashed many parts of the Bay Area continues to cause problems this morning with reports of downed trees and scattered power outages. KCBS's Jeffrey Schaub reports there's a continued threat of thunderstorms and flooding.
For some, it was a night of restless sleep, hearing the wind and heavy rains lashing their homes. National Weather Service meteorologist Sean Miller tells KCBS expect more heavy weather today.
So we're looking for a busy day in the weather world. We're going to see an increase of showers and even some thunderstorms later on today. It's going to be pretty active for us.
But nothing like the powerful atmospheric river storms that tore through the region earlier this month. Still, there are threats, including flooding.
We did have some flooding overnight, mainly small streams and some roadways and that sort of thing. We're looking for more of that once again today.
And there are scattered reports from officials in the North Bay, East Bay Hills, and Santa Cruz Mountains of numerous downed trees, some onto homes, others across roadways. There are also power outages across the Bay Area. On the coast, this is what it sounded like at Stinson Beach yesterday. In the forecast today as well, heavy surf, swells as high as 28 feet expected. Jeffrey Schaub, CBS.
Feeling waterlogged? Many of us may be getting tired of all the rain we've been having, but as KCBS's Matt Bigler reports, this wet weather is also responsible for bringing clean air to the Bay Area this winter.
A crackling fire provides warmth to many Bay Area households during the winter months, but there's a serious downside.
Wood smoke, especially during the winter, is a real problem in the Bay Area in terms of particulate matter.
Contra Costa County Supervisor John Joya, he's on the board of the Bay Area Air Quality Management District.
And I think all of us are working toward a transition to move away from wood smoke and to electric heating systems.
Like heat pumps, which have been made more affordable thanks to government rebates. Air District Executive Officer Dr. Philip Fine says many households have replaced their wood-burning fireplaces, which has led to better overall air quality this winter.
It's a relatively clean year, 2023 and even early 2024. A lot of it has to do with the day-to-day weather.
Most notably the storm systems, which push bad air out while bringing in much-needed rain. In San Francisco, Matt Bigler, KCBS.
The South Bay homeless service provider is under fire over claims he discriminates against black employees. KCBS's Mary Hughes has the story.
Home First is a well-known nonprofit in Santa Clara County. The organization manages several shelters, one of them being the county-owned Sunnyvale shelter. And that's where many of these discrimination allegations are stemming from. Wrongful termination is what Larry Thomas, a black former employee at the Sunnyvale shelter, is claiming happened to him.
You know, something I thought that I could do to protect everyone turns to something nasty, turns to me being attacked, me being fired.
Larry says he tried to intervene last year when a fellow employee was being attacked by a client. But after that incident, he and that colleague were both fired without explanation. It's a story that Ruth Silverado, a prominent employee attorney in the South Bay, has been hearing from others over the past few months.
I've heard from a large number of black employees from Home First that are alleging that there's been discrimination.
Now with these accusations of discriminatory behavior being heard, on top of a class action lawsuit over compensation that the nonprofit is already facing, Silverado says the county could change its mind about awarding the contract for the Sunnyvale shelter to Home First. Mary Hughes, KCBS.
KCBS has reached out to Home First for comments on these allegations, but have not heard back yet.
Westbound at the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge, and then westbound 92 at the incline section of the San Mateo Bridge. So we're actually flowing really well right now across all the Bay Area spans. Just look out for some stray spells as we still have some rainy conditions moving through the Bay Area. The roadways may be wet where you are, so make sure if your windshield wipers are going that your lights are on. But otherwise, it's been really quiet. The one closure that we have to tell you about is the Pacheco Path. And this is it's Highway 152, between 156 and San Felipe Road. It was an overturned rig in the 4 o'clock hour. They're trying to retrieve that right now, and while they do that, they're having to shut down the roadway temporarily. Your next update, 9:18 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Thank you, Kim. Isolated on-again, off-again showers, the potential for a thunderstorm, some wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour through the afternoon, high to the 60s. Wind advisory, high surface advisory in effect until tomorrow morning, and a flood watch doesn't expire until Wednesday morning. Traffic and weather together sponsored by ATCO Pest Control.
It's your boy Guru from 95.7 The Game for ATCO Pest Control. ATCO is a family-owned local business proud to provide pest control to the Bay Area for over 30 years. Go to ATCOPestControl.com for all your pest control needs.
I wish you might call very good hide and seek. This one time, my parents had to round up the whole neighborhood to track me down. It was a mess. A lot of tears. Well, now that we got Xfinity, we have Wi-Fi all over the house, including all my favorite super secret hiding spots. So I can kill time in here by streaming my shows and found you. The heck? How? You'll have to find my tablet on. This generation, playing the game with their performance enhancers.
Get wall-to-wall Wi-Fi on the Xfinity 10G network for a reliable connection throughout your home. Now through March 21st, new customers can get started with 1.2 gigabit internet for $25 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. And Wi-Fi equipment included when you add unlimited mobile. Go to Xfinity.com, home on Android Xfinity, or visit a store today. Requires paperless plan and auto stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Tax and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. After promo, regular supplied internet service and Wi-Fi equipment, actual speeds vary.
Hey guys, this is Dr. Robert Rowley from Primal Medical. For the past 10 years, we have been helping men improve their performance. We can help with ED, PE, low testosterone, and incontinence. We have the revolutionary Ancella chair that delivers 11,000 kegels, straightening the pelvic floor muscle, helping you improve incontinence and ED. We specialize in acoustic wave therapy for those patients who like to achieve top performance without the need for pills. For those patients who like to take pills, we have our sublingual lozenges, which bypass the digestive system, making them work faster and better. And testosterone therapy for those who need it.
Call now and let Primal Medical improve your performance. Get your first visit, PSA test, testosterone test, Doppler ultrasound, and a full year of follow-up visits for just $99. Go to primalmedical.com or call 415-761-4037. That's 415-761-4037.
Hey, Rob Bradford here. I have set out on a mission with my good friend at FanDuel to prove what I have known for some time. Baseball isn't boring. Now I have a daily podcast to prove it with some of the most notable people in the baseball world, screaming baseball isn't boring from the mountaintops, or at least agreeing to come on our show. Players, managers, GMs, and yes, even the commissioner of baseball, Rob Manfred. It has been a constant wave of baseball's most powerful voices. So join the revolution. Subscribe and soak in Baseball Isn't Boring. Listen on your Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast. You'll be glad you did.
Your Monday Morning News Watch continues.
There is still a lot of work to be done when it comes to getting women who lost or left their jobs during the pandemic back to work. KCBS's Megan Goldsby has the latest from the California Commission on the status of women and girls.
The pandemic job losses just compounded the problem of fewer women than men being able to find work and the persistent pay gap. And things were worse for mothers, says Holly Martinez, Executive Director of the California Commission on the Status of Women and Girls and speaker at this month's California Conference for Women.
In our blueprint, we actually cited data that showed that if you were a woman who stayed in the workforce and didn't have children, you actually saw earnings rise and promotional opportunities more available, which really shows that, our systems were not built for working mothers to thrive.
And she says women made up a huge number of essential workers, grocery store employees, medical staff, and teachers, which is why we're now seeing more burnout in the female workforce. And recovery hasn't been as quick as they'd hoped, but there are ways forward. And she says we can use examples from the pandemic to get us there. The temporary financial help back then made a huge difference.
For example, when we saw temporary relief like rental payments, student debt payments held, women were able to actually do things like pay down debt, and we saw their credit scores rise. That really helped them to be able to do things like invest in their education or start up a small business.
Megan Goldsby, KCBS.
KCBS Radio is proud to be a media partner for the upcoming California Conference for Women, happening Thursday, February 29th in Santa Clara.
Still to come on KCBS, the NBA draws backlash after the All-Star game. Even with that story in 2 minutes.
Is your driveway a disaster? Has your patio seen better days? Is your backyard downright boring? It's time to call System Pavers, the nation's leading outdoor remodeling company. This February, System Pavers will kickstart the outdoor remodel of your dreams by demolishing your cracked, crumbling old hardscape for free. It's a limited time offer that can save you up to $8,600. For more than 30 years, System Pavers has delivered award-winning service for a stress-free experience from design and project management to installation and beyond. From driveways and walkways to patios, pergolas, turf, outdoor kitchens, and more, System Pavers does it all. And you get total peace of mind knowing all projects are backed by the best warranties in the industry. Start your remodel by calling 800-PAVE-004 or visit SystemPavers.com/radio. That's 800-PAVE-004 or SystemPavers.com/radio to book your free consultation today. All orders must be placed by February 29th. Warranties vary by product. See website for terms and conditions and full offer and demolition savings details. details.
Contractor's license 661575.
There's one box that you'd run back into your burning house to grab. It's the box filled with your videotapes, film reels, and photos. Those sentimental, meaningful, irreplaceable moments. Hi, I'm Nick Mocco.
And I'm Adam Baselogger. We started the Legacy Box over a decade ago so that we could help families save their memories from being destroyed by floods or fires.
And it's not just natural disasters, Adam. Every day, videotapes and photos are slowly fading away, decaying, neglected in closets and attics.
Digitizing your old media stops fading, and preserving those recordings means they are safe forever. It's like magic, converting your shoebox of memories into digital files, ready to watch and share. It's the only way to ensure your legacy is safe for generations. That's why over 1 million families have already trusted Legacy Box. Legacy Box is simple and easy, it works, and it's safe. We'd love to preserve your family's collection. Don't wait, the risk is too great. Visit legacybox.com/value to save 50%. That's legacybox.com/value to get started and save. legacybox.com/value.
Coming up on KCBS on today's Ask an Expert, a deep holiday dive on how U.S. presidents rank from first to dead last. KCBS News Time, 9:15.
Why would the NBA get a backlash after the All-Star game? Was it the sterling defense of the game itself?
Just too much effort. Too much effort going into the home. They're worried about how much this will affect the competition in the home stretch of the season after the break. Too much effort.
April Fool.
Yeah, so I'll let the NBA Commissioner Adam Silver and his lack of enthusiasm do the talking. This was a fitting way to hand the winning team the All-Star trophy.
And to the Eastern Conference All-Stars, you scored the most points. Well, congratulations. Giannis, your team, this trophy is yours.
You scored the most points. Congratulations. 211 to 186, the highest scoring All-Star game ever. And Silver was adamant after last season that this year's 2024 All-Star game would feature a higher degree of effort, competitive fire. But players like Anthony Edwards, 22-year-old star from the Timberwolves, he doesn't look at it as a game. He's more thinking of the word race.
I think, for me, it's an all-star game, so I don't think I will ever look at it like being super competitive. It's always fun. But I don't know what they can do to make it more competitive. I don't know. I think everyone looks at it, it's like it's a break, so I don't think nobody want to come here and compete.
And I wonder how many of his teammates share that mindset there. And some of the talking heads feel the way to fix the NBA All-Star weekend to do away with it entirely. This was Stephen A. Smith on ESPN's First Take this morning.
They need to do away with All-Star weekend. Just get rid of it.
The whole weekend?
No. Let me finish. The three-point shooting contest, I'm totally good. Not just Steph Curry and UNESCO, who were fabulous, but the overall three-point shooting contest never cheats us, never disappoints us. They're going out there, they shoot, trying to make shots. I'm talking about a slam dunk competition, and I'm talking about the All-Star game.
So the Bay Area, with hosting the NBA All-Star festivities next year, has a chance to be the first venue where they can say the All-Star game's officially back. I'm sure they'll be talking throughout the year on how they can improve this product.
Flag football.
The sports desk, Stephen Langford, KCBS.
Our world is constantly changing, and every day, Stanford Medicine advances our understanding. Our world-class School of Medicine and Adult and Children's Health Systems work together, expanding what we know and sharing what we discover to make breakthroughs both possible and accessible. Stanford Medicine, advancing knowledge, improving lives. StanfordMedicine.org.
This is Jose Luis Rodríguez of Vallejo. With a bit of interesting news, southern Spain is home to one of the largest solar power stations in the world. As you know, all the trees proliferate in the sun, so it is no wonder southern Spain is also the largest producer of olive oil, bar none. You may already know that consumption of olive oil leads to a longer life expectancy. Therefore, with that in mind, here at Iberia Restaurant, olive oil is all we use in our kitchens. This will be evident when you try the succulency of the gambas al ajillo, where the flavor of brine shrimp and garlic is further enhanced by, what else? Olive oil. So, when you come in with some sherry and tapas in mind, and your senses get assaulted by the wonderful aromas emanating from our kitchens, don't be surprised. It is the olive oil. Let us help you live longer at Iberia Restaurant. Y aproveche.
Iberia Restaurant, located in Belmont. For reservations, call 650-325-8981. That's 650-325-8981.
center. Is there traffic?
There's a couple of incidents, but even where we've had incidents, it doesn't tend to slow traffic on a morning like this morning. However, if you're driving through the Santa Cruz Mountains, just got word of a crash on North 17 just before you get to